debate.
What will you tell me?
Oh, well, I mean, I think I agree with the scientists. I think the Earth is warming. The question is it man-made? Is it secular or cyclical? Sorry, secular. Cyclical. It may well be secular, too. Is it cyclical? And I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. What I will say is I think there's some actions that the United States should take based on the fact that the Earth is warming. And I think there's a happy confluence of things that might allow us to move in a way that we haven't been able to as a country. Whether you are an environmentalist, whether you care about our foreign policy, or whether you want to create jobs, I think all three of those groups can agree that we should try to get off foreign oil. So how about we use this as a rallying cry to get off foreign oil? And how about we use this to be a rallying cry for making sure that we own green technology, not China or India?
Well, what do you say when the answer is to get on to green technology? It's always, and that's what AB 32 is, it's government subsidized jobs. It's like Henry Fisker getting $500 million from the government to open a plant in Delaware. And nobody knows better than you that the real innovation in California came from, like folks at Stanford, the Cisco story, that kind of thing.
Sure. And listen, I mean, the only way green technology really ever takes off is it becomes more cost-effective than the alternative, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, though, if there is a period of time of innovation and warm-up, if you will, it's probably a bad term, but an innovation period where we need to compete for those jobs, because once a green tech company leaves to go to Texas, they're not coming back. So, is there tax incentives? Are there enterprise zones that we can put in place that allow us to hang on to these jobs? My instinct is that AB 32 is not the way to do this. My instinct is let's use more traditional things where we can compete versus a Texas on a tax credit for a period of time or accelerated depreciation of the purchase of green energy, manufacturing equipment. I think there's some temporary tax cuts, targeted tax cuts that will allow us to hang on to this industry while it has a chance to mature and grow to see whether, in fact, it can be more cost-effective than...
How long does the public purse underwrite the experiment?
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that. My view is we need to own innovation. We are in a competitive market. Here's probably the biggest difference, Mark, from 30 years ago. I think 30 years ago, we didn't have very much competition in California. Whether it was the aerospace industry or farming or everyone wanted to be here. This was the very best place to start and grow a business. The truth is it's not anymore, and we are under attack. And so we are going to have to decide as California, do we want to put our head in the sand and say, I guess we're just going to have to let things go, or are we going to stand up and compete? My view is we have to stand up and compete, because if we do not put Californians back to work, if we don't bring this unemployment rate down, if we are not the very best place to start and grow a business, there is no way out of the mess.
If I can use an example from Europe where this kind